Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel, where it's all Juve all the time. I'm Alberto. You know the drill. I'm going to hit you with all the news surrounding Juventus to December 29th, okay? Where I'm going to lay it all out for you, and you can make with it what you want, okay? But kicks off with Paulo Dybala. Paulo Dybala has been training for 2 days at the training center at Cotanasa, waiting for the team to pick things up and get going again. He wants to be among the main protagonists for Juve Napoli. This is good news for Juventus, as Dybala has been great in his appearances for Juventus, and he makes a massive difference with what we see on the pitch. He and remaining healthy this second half of the season will be massive for Juventus. So fingers crossed that Dybala can stay healthy for the remainder of the season. Now we continue on with many other rumors that are circulating. It's the same names, but again, the news slightly changes by the day because they're just trying to get you in and draw you into it. But we're going to go through it nonetheless. Okay, Scamacca, no intention of Sassuolo selling Scamacca in January. This makes sense. This is something we've been saying on this channel during our podcasts and everything, is why would Sassuolo during this point of the season get rid of him on any type of a loan, right? It would have to be a sell, but even in doing so, he's the one bagging goals for them right now, so it doesn't make sense on their part, and this is what you're hearing now. So Scamacca, I could see in the summer move as well as some of the other offensive targets too, Vlahovic being the main one. Very complicated to get done in January. I don't see it happening whatsoever. Some of these other guys, Icardi, Milik, whatnot, again, still complicated. Icardi, they want some type of obligation, which makes sense. And this is what you're going to run into with all these guys. Muriel, you're not just going to get a loan without any type of obligation. Teams are going to want an obligation. So it's very tricky for which route Juventus wants to go. And I know it can be frustrating for us as Juventini to hear all these names and hear so much going on without anything actually happening. But again, I think it makes sense in the long run because you have to look at it from Juve's standpoint. It makes sense from them to weigh out all their options, see everything that's available, and just set themselves up for when the time comes and what develops. Because we also have to remember Juventus, in order to bring anybody in, must move players. It's going to be critical to see who we move and how much we gain from him to see what route Juventus wants to go on the Mercado. But right now, as far as hearing all these names, are these links, that makes perfect sense. And honestly, they should be doing that because they should find out absolutely every avenue that they could possibly go down. So I'm all right with hearing all of these things. Okay. Now, in terms of another forward, Aubameyang, Romeo Agresti saying that he is convinced that if it wasn't for the AFCON, the African Cup of Nations, Aubameyang would have been a very hot name for Juventus. Okay. But of course, is not the case based on reports and whatnot. Okay. In terms of going back to Dybala, it is being said that Juve at the moment is looking to rethink the years set to the contract offer that was put in there for his extension. They want to bring it down to 3 years, keep the same wage though, where it gets to 10 million after bonuses and whatnot. The deadline is the end of February, and the deadline is probably more so for his agent, who does not have the necessary paperwork from FIFA to be an agent. So of course we're waiting on that. Antonio Conte, former Juventus player and manager, is now spearheading Tottenham side, and he would like Dejan Kulashevsky apparently at all costs. Dejan is not untouchable, although the club is counting on him for the future. Only a good offer could change Juve's mind. So this is an interesting one because less than a month ago, we were hearing that Kulashevsky could be, the one that's sacrificed in terms of getting some capital gain for Juventus. And as of late, it's changed and saying that Juventus is unwilling to move him. We've known that Fabio Paratici wanted Kulashevsky. He's the one that wanted him big time at Juventus and brought him in. And now Kulashevsky It looks like Baracci is trying to bring him there, and apparently Conte is behind it and wanting the young Swede player to join. So we'll have to have eyes on Kulashevsky. He's one of the ones whose name's going to be very, very interesting, especially as the Mercado gets closer. He will be one to follow. Apparently, Juventus, Roma, and United are the clubs that are on the trail of Boubacar Kamara, the French defender and midfielder from Marseille. The player's contract expires at the end of the season, and the French club would like to put him on the market to try and make some money. So there you have it. There's another player to throw into the mix there for potential targets for Juventus. Okay, we're going to continue on with Milik. Marseille wants 10 million euros for Milik. It is very cheap, but the player has barely featured at Marseille. And even last year, when we were looking at him prior to bringing in Morata, a lot of Juventini did not want Arkadiusz Milik. So there you have it. A price tag has been set for Milik. We will continue on talking about Federico Bernardeschi. Apparently, the green light for the contract renewal won't take long. Juventus and Allegri are happy with the player's performances, so he is getting closer to probably getting that extension. Now, Perin and De Chilio, their futures are still up in the air. The two players have contracts expiring in 2022, and they would like to play more in the team. So, yeah, it could come to an end with those two players. Don't be surprised. Daniele Rugani's agent was talking about links with Napoli, and he says there was ideas and links there in the past, but things have changed, and there is nothing certain at this moment in time. So there you have it. Rugani's future very much in question, but it is looking like even his agent is starting to talk about possibilities of moving elsewhere. Don't see him extending. So Perin, De Chilio, Rugani should all be done at Juventus come the end of the season. Okay. In terms of Kulashevsky, the price tag, by the way, we didn't get into the price tag. 35 to 40 million euros is what Juventus would expect as a minimum, as well as Tottenham. It should be said that Arsenal is interested, as well as Bayern Munich. Okay, so there you have it on him. And last but certainly not least, a player that a lot of Juventini are excited about. Okay, Denis Zakaria. He apparently has told Borussia Mönchengladbach that he plans to leave the club as a free agent at the end of the season. Juventus is amongst a host of clubs that are in contact with his agent nonstop, trying to bring in the player. Okay, obviously nothing concrete and nothing's been decided yet, but Denis Zakaria, the big news today, he plans on leaving as a free agent. Okay, so there you have it. There's all your news. I can't wait to hear what all of you Juventini think. Again, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Can't wait to hear all your thoughts, but Zakaria on a free would be a fantastic addition, and it opens up doorways for you to move an extra midfielder if you have to bring in more capital, because we might be making a splash for Vlahovic come summertime. You're going to need some money. So if you can pick up a player like Zakaria, who's young, and talented on a free, these are the type of frees you really got to jump on. So this is one, Juve is going to have to be all over. And I like hearing that they're in their nonstop contacts with the agent. So there you have it. And keep in mind, we're going to have our half-season review show coming up in the next day or two, and we are going to come up with our second half season predictions for Juventus. All right, stay tuned to the channel. That's all Juve all the time. Fino alla fine, Forza Juventus. Ciao.